Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Create with Connie Live. Guys, I'm so excited about today's project. It is what I like to call a now, a wow, or a holy cow. So I've got 3 cards to share with you. They're all going to be created. It is, oh, I'm getting a
Sorry.
feedback.
Nope,
Got it.
that was me. That was me trying to open the video on the iPad and didn't realize the volume was up.
That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. There we go. So we're without, well, I'm gonna say we're half without Brenda today. She was having internet issues and cutting out. So she's here. She's over in the chat,
not
but
on the screen.
She's not on the screen. So you get Christina and I today. So anyway, but like I said, Brenda is there over on YouTube. She'll be answering your comments there. Christina's over on Facebook. She'll be answering your comments there. And yeah, I'm really excited about creating these 2 cards or 3 cards. 3. Okay, we were talking earlier. There's just not enough coffee to get through today.
Oh, no, not at all.
I think Christina, we both had one of those nights. I know I was up till at least 3 a.m. laying there.
Yep.
Just wide awake. I mean, it wasn't even like the brain was, scrolling through 100 things. I just was
not going to fall asleep.
Driving me crazy.
Yep.
So yeah, we're scarfing down the coffee today. So
desperately.
As I always say, friends, please be patient. The brain and the mouth, they're not connecting right today.
Not at all.
So anyway, but we'll be good. The good news is, and let me go ahead and flip over to my other screen here.
And let me get myself off of there.
There we go. All right. So let me grab this. So guys, there is a download that goes along with the video. Thank heavens, because measurements coming out of my mouth, who knows what they're going to be, but that's okay. You've got a free download that goes along with it. By the way, this is January 9th. It's not the 9th. I don't know. Don't worry. Your download is correct. I caught that after I printed it. I don't know what I was thinking, but your download is going to have all your supplies, your measurements for all 3 cards, photos of all 3 cards, and friends, there's also a supply list here. If you'll just click this graphic, or you can just follow the link, either one. This will take you to my online store. And guys, I appreciate your orders so much. It's what allows me to do what I do. So if you're in the United States, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I think you're going to love the Pretty Petals bundle. It's incredible with celebration going on right now. It's a great time to order. So I just hope that you will take a moment to click that graphic and share your love and support. Thank you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump in. So as I said, we're going to be creating 3 cards. So we're going to start, of course, with the Now card. This is the card that you're going to want to create when you're in a hurry. You don't have much time. And we're going to be using, oops, I actually have 2 stamp sets. I forgot. So you notice Pretty Petals does not have a sentiment. Nope, it does not. It is just the images. So I brought in Simply Said for my sentiment. I'm going to make birthday cards today. It's the beginning of the year. It's a good time to create some birthday cards and have them ready to go. So those are the stamp sets I'm going to use. Now, Pretty Petals does have a die set that goes with it. You can order it separately, but if you order it together, you save 10%. We like that. We're going to be using the bundle on our wow and holy cow cards, so stick around for that. Okay, let's jump in. We're going to create a card so incredibly fast. There's my supplies. Boy, I hope you can write these down. All right, I have a piece of basic white thick. In all 3 cards, the basic white thick will be the same, and that is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of basic white, and that is a 3 3/4 by 5. That's the one we're going to stamp on. So let's go ahead and jump in. I got 3 ink pads today. Aren't those look? Those colors just remind me of Peeps or something. They're just so pretty. So we got Balmy Blue, Petunia Pop, and Granny Apple Green. I'm actually going to start with my Balmy Blue. And what I'm going to do is I want to give my image just a really nice little haze. All right. So I'm going to bring in a small blending brush. I'm going to kind of get some of that ink off because I want this to be really, really light. And I'm going to focus down here in the bottom right But, you know, you want to kind of give yourself enough space for your flowers. So you'll kind of get an idea, and you can always add more later if you need. But do you see how that's just nice? It's just a light haze. I kind of like that. All right. I'm now going to come in with a Granny Apple green ink pad. And let me see what you guys are talking about. I need to move my computer over so I can actually see. Sandra's talking about a heat wave at 30 degrees. Woo! Yeah, we're getting ready for, I don't know, a Siberian vortex or something to come in. That's what we're dealing with. We got snow last week. That was awesome. Oh, it was so wonderful. All right, so we're going to start. This is really important with this stamp set. Okay, really important. It's a 2-step stamp set. You need to start with the leaves. All right, so I'm going to stamp that right there on top of that balmy blue that I added. Give that a really good press. Beautiful. All right, so now I can come in with the petunia pop. I'm not going to let that Granny Apple green get too far away from me because I got to stamp the inside of my card too. Okay, I want to give you a tip on lining up this image. I tell you, I kind of keep going, oh, which way, which way? If you will, before you ever start your stamping session, go ahead and lay this out. You can kind of see, in fact, here's one. Do you see this right here? There's a flower. It's going to go right in between that. And if you'll just kind of get all of your flowers all lined up right where they need to be. One time. See if you get it on there one time. Okay. I just put, can you see I put a little Sharpie dot. Now I can wipe this off. This will come off, so I'm not worried about it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay my block on that stamp perfectly straight. And now I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Now I don't have to stress over it. So that's one of my favorite tips with this stamp set. All right. Let's see. Oh, Leanna's here from Texas. Hope it's a little warmer there in Texas. All right. So I've inked that up in the petunia pop. There's my little dot. So I know I'm straight. And I kind of like to hover. I just hover over the image to get all of my stamps just right. You know what? Did I get that? I did get it straight. All right. Boop. Okay. Feel good about that. We're going to give that a press. Beautiful. I just re-inked my ink pad, so it's nice and juicy. Now, this is going to be a birthday card. So with birthday wishes in petunia pop, we're going to stamp that right there. And let's go ahead and get the inside of our card. I'm going to set that off to the side. We'll put it together here in a sec. So back in with another happy birthday stamp. And those are both from that Simply Said. We'll stamp happy birthday. And let's add another little flower from the Pretty Petals. And we're going to add some leaves there and some petunia pop flowers right there so that the inside of our card is pretty too. Scoot these out of the way. Now to add our focal image, I mean, even though it was made there in a matter of minutes, we still want it to kind of have a little bit of wow factor. So I'm going to bring in Stampin' Dimensionals and make this card just have a little pop. Norma says, what city in Oklahoma City are you? I'm in a suburb of Oklahoma City called Moore. Moore, Oklahoma is where I am from. And that's in between Oklahoma City and Norman. So are you from here? I'm curious to know why you're asking about where we are in Oklahoma, or maybe you have family here. So, but welcome either way. Linda's here from California. Maria says in the mountains of Puerto Rico, it's 78. I think I'm going to come and join you because I kind of like that warmer weather. I'm a fall girl, I guess, more than anything. I really like the fall weather. Okay. We're going to add our focal image that we just stamped right there. And because everything needs a little bling, I love these iridescent adhesive backed discs. These things are so cute. I'm going to grab a take your pick tool just to make it easier. And let's see. You know what? Any of these colors, honestly, would look great. So I think I'll use these. I think they'll go really nice. And just have some fun with these. By the way, I got to tell you, these little discs, they're so flat. You can actually put these on the inside of your card too. And I love that. I love when I can add a little embellishment. So I could add some more right there if I wanted to. But I'm running out and I got more cards to make. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. So there is your now card. You could probably make this one in 5 to 7 minutes, right? Okay. Next, we're going to do our wow card. So let me grab my wow card. So this is our wow card. Okay. So I did do one little thing in advance for you. I went ahead and stamped this because you just saw me do it. Okay. This is exactly what we did on card 1. But we've got a few extra things here. You notice the inside of the stamping, exactly the same. And again, my basic white thick card base is the same. But we're going to do something a little bit different. So I've got a little 3x3 piece of basic white, and I've got a 4x5 1/4 of petunia pop that I'm going to adhere that to. In fact, I think I'll just go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to make this a wow card. All right, let's add this here. And this is just going to adhere onto my card. We're going to be bringing in some Stampin' Dimensionals on this one, but a little bit different. So let me go ahead and add this to the front of my card. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our little 3x3. So, boop, magic of television. Okay, so you can see I just stamped the flowers here on this little 3x3. This could also be some scrap, but you need about a 3x3. And this is where we're going to bring in the dies. So let me grab these. We're going to be using this die. We're going to be using this one as well here in just a little bit. But by the way, you have dies for everything. All right. So you're going to be all set with this one. I'm going to bring in my mini machine because this one's just right for the mini. So let's go ahead and bring in, let's get this where we can work. I'm going to take base plate 1 and a cutting plate 3. And let's see what you guys are talking about. Alberta. Maggie's here from Alberta, where it's windy. Yeah, that's maybe. Oh, you know why? Because I think that Siberian blast thing that's heading our way is starting with you. Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay, cannot talk and line up a die. Here we go. All right. We're going to line this up and we're going to run this through our machine. Whoops. Get it just right. Get it just right. Okay. And we will run this through. I love that our plates are clear. I know some companies don't have clear plates. And I'm like, oh, no, I have to have a clear plate so I can see if my die is still on there straight. Okay. We have lots of little pieces, okay? Lots of little pieces. Let me move this out of the way and this. Now, what you're going to want to do with all of your little pieces, and I did go ahead and do this in advance because there were so many, I added Stampin' Dimensionals. Do you see? I just put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of each little piece. And you notice there are minis and there are the full-size ones. I'm going to bring my card back in, and I'm telling you, this was so much fun because you'll just peel off a backing and find the matching flower, peel off a backing, find a matching flower. I like going ahead and stamping the flowers because it shows me where to go, and it's all right if it's showing in that background. That doesn't bother me a bit because it just kind of, in fact, you could even purposely make it off a little bit so that the other flowers underneath are showing through. It's really, really pretty. You could also, on another card, just to give you some tips with this stamp set, is maybe stamp this set of flowers in maybe 3 different colors. And then when you're creating the card, you're going to mix and match. That would be beautiful. And then you'd have some really gorgeous wildflowers, just it would be beautiful. And then you can kind of make 3 cards at once, right? And we love that because we're always needing those extra cards. Okay, let's see. I think this one goes there. All right, friends, I'll tell you what. I am going to set these off to the side here. I do have the card already done, as you can see. And yeah, it just looks really beautiful to add that touch of pop and make those flowers kind of pop off of there. And this one, I used the kind of more kind of greenish iridescent discs. And again, we've stamped the inside. So that's what's going to take from a now card to a wow card. We simply stamped, die cut, and dimensioned those flowers on top. Really fun. Okay, ready for the next one. It's time for the wow. Holy cow. It's time for the holy cow. I'll get it. I told you, not enough coffee. Okay, friends. So just like before, our basic white thick card base. And for this one, you are going to need, let me find it. You're going to need 2 pieces of Petunia Pop. Hold on, I got to get my stuff out of my way. It's getting in my way. Petunia Pop. These are 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have 2 pieces of basic white. These are going to be 3 3/4 by 5. In fact, I think all of my basic whites in this were 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have another piece of basic white, and this is a 4 by 3. So we're going to do a little magic on this one. And I'm going to start this. Okay, this is another huge tip with the stamp set. Are you ready? So what we're going to do, let me pull in the card so that you guys can see. We are going to stamp, and can you see that I've heat embossed my flowers? Yeah, I did a little heat embossing on that. I got a trick to share with you. But I didn't want to heat emboss my leaves. You'll find out why here in just a second. But in order for this to work, you're going to want to stamp your leaves first. All right. So if you want to die cut, let me grab the die. If you want to die cut with this die, you really need to only stamp the leaves first. Okay. And I know it doesn't compute with us that we would do that, but we actually want to die cut this first. All right. So give me a sec. I'm going to bring in the mini machine again, and we are going to die cut this. And so base plate 1, cutting plate 2. Let's go ahead and run this through. Hey, just give me a shout out if you guys have this stamp set yet. I believe this one was an online exclusive. I love the online exclusives. It's just so fun to see new things popping in, and I love it. Okay.
I will say, somebody, Nancy Johnson said she didn't think she needed another flower stamp set.
Oh, Nancy, we need every flower
yes.
set. I am all about the flower sets. Okay, well, I had to take another quick look, make sure I was getting that straight. All right, so once we have this, and we're going to pop that out of there, now we can stamp our flowers. So I know it kind of is a little odd that we didn't stamp them first, but here's the thing. To get this lined up perfect, that it's going to work with that die, it's better to come in because it's photopolymer. I can come in and stamp after. There goes the dog. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. But like I said, we're going to heat emboss these flowers. So I'm going to show you a trick. Okay. I have got the clear gloss embossing powder, the Wow. I love that it's called Wow. I've got my embossing additions kit. I'll get it. Whew. And when we're going to do this technique, if you've never done this, this is how to heat emboss in all Stampin' Up colors. This is really cool, but you got to work kind of fast. So I want to have this open and ready to go because when I stamp, I need to immediately pour the embossing powder on it. Okay. So this is a quickie. Let me find my dot. This also works better if you have a really good juicy ink pad. Okay. So what we're going to do, we can see where those flowers go, right? And we're going to stamp and sprinkle. Okay. You do want to do that kind of quick. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way and move this. Guys, earlier I was doing this and I had my heat tool in my hand and I blew embossing powder everywhere. Don't be a Connie. Don't do it. Okay. So I am going to grab my little tweezers because I don't have any embossing powder on the Granny Apple Green. And if you're wondering, that's why I couldn't heat emboss. Now I could have heat embossed the Granny Apple Green, sprinkled, heat set it, then did the petunia pop, but that would not stay wet enough for this technique. So I decided to just do, let me let this heat up for a second. I decided to just do the flowers. So, all right, we're going to let this heat. It's a little noisy. I apologize, but hey, now I got a chance to read some comments. Margaret says she loves the dot idea. Oh yeah, that's the little dot I put on my clear block. And like I said, that will come right off, like maybe with an alcohol swab or something, it would come right off. So it's not anything I have to worry that I permanently damaged my clear block. All right, we're still warming up a little bit, and we always like to talk about this whenever we're doing heat embossing. I still don't get tired of watching that embossing powder melt. And it's just going to give a nice shine. And I'm going to show you another little trick. Come on, melt for me. There we go. Okay. I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to move this out of my way. I better turn it off because I'll do something stupid. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up again and I'm going to sprinkle it with embossing powder twice. Okay. To be safe, I'm doing this off to the side so I don't blow embossing powder everywhere. So I'm just heating up all of that embossing powder and let's sprinkle again. All right. And then we can heat set one more time. I just think it's really fun to kind of add the layers. Oh, I guess I can do it here. You can watch it. As long as I get that embossing powder out of my way. Woo. Okay. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to put this down. And I do have one already done for you. So you can kind of see. All right. See that gloss? And I put dimensionals on the back of this one as well. Okay. I got a little ahead of myself because I do want to go ahead and create the card. So we are going to take one piece of the petunia pop and I'm going to bring in the countryside corners dies. And I want the second to the largest and the third. Okay. We're going to take both of those and you're going to center these up just like this. If you're more comfortable, you can run one through and then take that and then run the center one through. Because I know sometimes on your die cutting machine, it can be a little hard to get those lined up just right at one time. Whichever one works for you, okay? And I went ahead, I did that. So there is my die. Now there was another one here at the center, and I can use that for another card. But we're going to go ahead and kind of put some things together because this card we did something kind of fun. All right, so with some adhesive, let's see what you guys are talking about. Oh, Brenda's talking about her dog. I love her dog. She has got the coolest dog ever. Gracie, she's a good dog. She's a blue heeler. She's so pretty. All right, so you guys know, if you've followed me at all, you know I love, hold on. Embossing powder. Okay. So we have, we cut this layer. This is on the front because I'm not doing any writing or anything on the front. So I love to use my layers wisely. So let's, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Yes, it is. Oh my God. I told you guys, not enough coffee, not enough coffee. Okay. Let me set that there for a second. I'm so sorry. I mean, sometimes the brain is just, you know what it's like when you can't sleep and then you have to try to function the next day. I'm going to add this. I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue just because sometimes I just don't always like trying to get my seal on there. All right. 3 3/4 by 5. Let's add our little focal image. This is why I panicked, because I thought, no, I don't stamp there. No, I'm going to stamp here. Okay, Petunia Pop, where did you go? So we're going to come back in with our happy birthday. And this one, we're going to stamp at an angle. Okay, we're going to put that there. Now I'm going to cover that up. That looks kind of cool, doesn't it? And this, we're not going to pop yet. We're not going to pop because we're going to pop that heat embossed focal image, that flower that we did. All right, so where did that go? I set it down. I just had it. Oh, there it is. All right, there's you guys. All right, we're going to add that down in the corner. Let's do a little something more on the inside. So we had that other piece of Petunia Pop. Now, for me, I don't like to cut layers from the inside where I'm going to write my message. If at all possible, I really don't like to do that because I'm going to be writing a message and I don't want my pen to skip when I do that. So let's go ahead. Oh, I did. I went ahead and stamped this one. Guys, it's exactly what we stamped on the first card, only we didn't stamp it on the card. We did it on another 3 3/4 by 5 layer. So, but that makes the inside of the card a little more holy cow. And let's bring in our dots. And yeah, we'll use this one. Like I said, you can have some fun with these. They are awesome. And like I said, I love them because they're flat. And now we can even come in and add a few here on the inside because they're so nice and flat. It's easy to do. All right, guys. And can you see there's that heat embossing? It's so pretty. And then we get that little bit of shine too. Yay. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring in all of my cards. I've buried them now. So there's the now. There we go. There's a wow. And there is a holy cow. What do you guys think? Listen, the Pretty Petals bundle, fantastic set. Nancy, I'm telling you, you need it. It really is a great stamp set. I'm really having fun with it. Just remember those tips of how to kind of get that the flower stamp lined up first. All right, you're really going to want that. That's going to just kind of help things go along much easier. And you know what? The color choices. I'm kind of excited now because I'm going to show you. So, you know, this one's kind of all ready to go. But I'm like, I think I might go back and try that, changing out the colors and maybe having 3 sets of colors so that my flowers are a little more, you know, colorful, wildflower look. I love it. And, you know, we did the blue in that background. You notice I didn't do it on this one. Little more difficult to do with the frame on it, but I think this card just kind of speaks for itself. So, so guys, remember you can find the download at simplysimplestamping.com, or if you look down in the YouTube description, there's a direct link to today's post. And real quick, before I close, we've got a big weekend coming up. Big, huge. It is time for the Creative 8 retreat, Friday night and all day Saturday. If you guys are looking for a fun getaway at home, stamp in your pajamas, use what's on your shelf. See, Nancy, you don't even need this stamp set. You can use whatever you have. That is what the Creative 8 retreat is all about, helping you expand your creativity and use what you have. So you don't have to have anything special to participate. We've got 8 YouTube lives waiting for you, and those are going to happen at the top of every hour. And you're going to get written tutorials as well, all the instructions, everything that you need. Friends, I'm telling you, have a great time from the comfort of your home. I mean, how nice is it? You don't have to pack up your entire stamp studio just to go to a retreat. We have people from all over all over the world that join us for this event. And I think Christina and Brenda are going to put the link to the registration, or just go to simplysimplestamping.com. You'll see up at the blue banner, it says Creative 8 News. Click on that and you'll see information about the retreat. Hey, if anything, just go check it out and see if it sounds like the event is for you. Trust me, it is, because no matter what your skill level, this event is for you. We do cards, we do techniques. I always teach a box. And okay, friends, can I just brag? Oh my gosh, my project, my box for this year's retreat is out of this world. It was a 3 a.m. moment. And I said, gosh, I think this is going to work. And it did. And it's going to blow your mind. But anyway, we're going to have a great time. I'd love for you and your friends to join. So go over there, register. We'd love to have you be a part. Well, with that, Christina and I both, since we had such a rough night, I think we're going to end up taking a nap today so we can, try to catch up on the 6 hours sleep that we didn't get. But real quick, I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of Now Wow or Holy Cow. And be sure to go get your free download so that you can recreate this cards, whichever one you want. Now Wow, Holy Cow, you've got them all. So with that, everybody, thank you again for being here. Can't wait to stamp with you guys next time. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.